What's up, everybody? It's your favorite Midwest dorkfish, the Hillbilly HippieBytch. Finally got a little bit of a break in the heat and humidity, so I thought I'd take this opportunity to do a walkthrough of the woods and see if we can find any wildlife today. Be it deer, which according to DeerCast is supposed to be a good time of day, but in my experience, if it says it's good, it's usually not. Maybe some owls. If nothing else, we'll go find some chanterelles. Not too bad of a morning. We're sitting at 72 degrees, the humidity's low. We're in the middle of a historic heat wave, so it's been pretty miserable. Needless to say, my dog is not very happy right now because she got left at home. So let's just see where the day takes us. Right up here is where we always stop to see our buddy George. He's not exactly out today, but you can kind of see some of the guys up there maybe. There's one. There's George. Hey, George. Yo, George. George is the one on the right. But I'm sure he'll holler at us as we get down further down the trail, as he usually does. See you later, George. Yeah. Video might be a little shaky, but that's what happens. There he goes. Thanks, George. George is my buddy. George makes me giggle. He makes me happy. On a bad day, I can come down and see George, and makes everything right in the world for me. Something's dead. I smell something dead. Don't know where. George going crazy. All right. So far, no signs of anything except for something dead. Hope it's not another dead raccoon. They seem to be dropping dead like flies around here lately. Not sure exactly why. You know, I think I'll go up this way today. I mean, it's the way I typically go, but any shot at seeing deer, it's usually in this direction. But hey, you never know, we might even see the owls, because they've kind of been hanging out around on this side lately, too. That'd be kind of cool. It's getting a little bit warmer. Still pretty bearable, though. It's pretty early, not too early. About 9:30 in the morning, I guess. Well, I hear a hawk. Not sure exactly where she is. She's above us somewhere. Of course, I can't see her because when you look up, the sun's right in your face. This is usually a decent spot to find deer if you can get here at the right time of day or evening. Just because, I mean, look around. Grass everywhere. They bed in it. They munch on it. It's pretty much a deer highway. Just seen the hawk fly away. Oh, up here's another little hawk. Making all kind of noise this morning. Noisy little guys. And off he went. So, George is still going ham. I don't know who owns George. I don't even know if that's his name. But, to me, he's George. Everybody needs a George, right? But then again, I name everything. All the owls, they're named Horton. Squirrels are named Hershey. I mean, I name everything. Like I said, I'm a bit of a dorkfish. But that's all cool. Sometimes the owls will be over here, but I don't see any signs. Not seeing any signs of deer yet. Maybe as I walk down through here, I might spook one up out of a bedding area. Been known to do that a time or two. And it usually spooks me more than it spooks them. But I mean, come on. If you were a deer, would you not love this tall stuff? Perfect cover. Perfect feeding area. I mean, it's a nice little spot, really. Usually see some rabbits down through here if you can look down through this stuff good enough. I don't typically get to look down through here that well. I don't have the greatest vision. But I try. And I don't like this tall stuff because it tickles and itches my arms. And leaves bugs on you. I'm not a fan of bugs of any kind. Head down this way. Get down through here without breaking my neck because a tree fell. And, you know, all the grass is growing up around it so you can't really see where to go. Well, no deer on this part of the grassy road. All kinds of birds out and chirping and happy this morning. I think they're even enjoying a break from the heat. It's like one of my favorite spots to go. Find a lot of sheds the past few years. I mean, found a monster 10-point shed, but I mean, you never know. Let's go around this way. And now we're down here at the tracks, which this is typically a good spot. Usually see deer coming down through the hill there, up by that barn-looking house. See them feeding over there a lot, grazing, rubbing. Typically all up through here. This morning though, not really seeing a whole lot. It's actually warming up a bit quicker than I had anticipated and expected. But hey, I'll still take it. It's still only in the 70s compared to the upper 90s with heat indexes in the hundreds. That just makes it miserable. It's usually a pretty good spot, but I'm not seeing much today. Let's see. Yeah, there's like a concrete platform over there. And usually, back in that direction, typically we find a lot. I don't know if I really want to go over that way, because I don't want to fall on my ass again. The last time I went across here, I mean, I fell on my ass. But, you know what? Let's take a chance. Let's see if I can find where we typically cross over. It's so overgrown and weeded up, it's hard to say, really. This is a spot we typically cross over, but I don't know if I really want to. But I'm going to stop recording for a moment until I cross here, because if I fall and bust my ass, I'd rather not have that on camera at the moment. Okay, so I decided not to even try to cross that because it's so overgrown and eroded and washed away from the heavy rains we get when we get rains. And everything's so tall over there, I'd really rather not get caught up in the mix of that. So we'll just walk a little ways down this way, see if anything catches our eye. Not seeing much. I'm thinking I'm a little late getting out here. Probably should have been out here, you know, at sun up, but that's easier said than done. But as the weather cools and deer season gets upon us, I will be out here earlier and later in the day because we just have too many, way too many big, nice, giant bucks that hang out down here. Like I said, that area over there, back in that hole, is where we found probably, I don't know, 6 sets of sheds this past year, 5 or 6. Never really got into shed hunting until probably 5, 6 years ago. Then once I accidentally just about stepped on an antler, I got excited. It was the thrill of my life because I had never found one. I've, you know, been a country girl most of my life, sort of. Always been into animals and outside, but never really found anything like that. Find a lot of bones, find a lot of skulls, and I mean, you know, it's great. Kind of hear people everywhere now. It's a bit early, don't really expect to see much. Oh, I just seen a bunny rabbit. Don't know if you guys seen him. I hear people. Oh, I was hoping to not run into people today. It's kind of part of a point in getting out a bit early. Less people. And I don't know if you guys can see it. I don't think you can, but if you can, the moon's still out right up there. It's not really showing up on the lens. I can see it pretty good though. Alright, so I'll walk down this way a little bit more. If nothing else, maybe we'll get lucky and see a train come through. That'd be exciting. Get a different view, different angle in some of the trains. Oh, I hear another hawk. Not really seeing a whole lot. Might be on the wrong half of the woods, on the wrong side. I don't know. So, I'll just cross up the tracks this way. See where I'm going here. And usually in the fall, right down here in this curve of the train tracks here, curves off to the right. I don't know if you guys can see that down there or not. That's a big deer hangout. They like to pop out down there and cross the tracks to go over to the other side. Wow, this is kind of a bummer, y'all. I was really hoping to come out and see something this morning. But if nothing else, you guys get to go on a nice little walk with me. Although I prefer not to walk directly in the middle of the tracks. I mean, it's probably not the safest thing to do. But I do pay attention. Don't keep headphones in my ears. I know there's a lot of people that do that, and it makes no sense to me because how are you supposed to hear anything that's coming at you if your ears are plugged? It's not very smart to me. But common sense seems to be a rare asset to people nowadays. Oh, it sounds like they're up there cutting down a tree that had fell a few days ago, about a week or so ago. A tree came down, which, I mean, all in all, it's not surprising. It's an old wooded area. There's a lot of dead trees, a lot of downed trees, a lot of widow makers that need to come down, but, you know, getting people out to do the work, I guess, is a challenge. Step back over on this side. All right. Well, let's see. Oh, I wish I had another place I could go to show you guys, but I mean, there are places I could walk to, but not places I'd feel comfortable by myself anyways. So let's just go back down this way and hit the trails and see if we can find anything. Like I said, if nothing else, I don't find no critters, I'll find chanterelles. Show you guys some patches of chanterelles that we have here in Ohio. Seems like you wait forever for them to pop, and then they pop overnight. Then you don't get enough rain, and they get fried by the sun. Which, if you've never had chanterelles, I would suggest giving them a try, because they're actually pretty good. Just make sure you clean them, get all the dirt off of them. Brown up some butter in a pan, melt it, get it bubbling, and then throw your chanterelles in. And let them saute for a little bit. And they are quite yummy. Not as good as some other species of mushrooms, like the great morel or chicken of the woods, which is my favorite. Which I haven't found any of those yet this year. But if I do, I'll be sure to put that on my channel and show you guys, because they are awesome. It's the only thing in my life that I've ever heard that people say, oh, it tastes like chicken. And it actually does taste like chicken. All right, drop back down in the woods here, into the shade. It's a bit cooler. Whew. Nice little bridges that the Boy Scouts came down and they did a wonderful job on it. And then every now and then you got these idiots that have no respect for property that come down here and destroy it. Like these two lighter pieces of wood here that my foot is on. Got ripped out by who knows, for whatever reason. And people came down and fixed it. And, the trails have come a long way. Alright. Not seeing anything in the way of animals today, which is a bit disappointing. So, let's go to some of the known chanterelle patches. And again, like I said, if you've never had a chanterelle, I suggest trying it. They're quite delicious. But I do recommend that if you're going to go pick them, cut them off at the base of the stalk. And be sure to wash the dirt off. Not sure what these little guys are, but they're cute. They've been popping up everywhere. And don't pick more than you're going to eat, or more than you want to clean. Because cleaning is a little bit of a time-consuming process, at least for me it is. But they are well worth it once you have them cooked and in your belly. They are tasty. Alright, let's see. Well, George is still going ham back there, cock-a-doodle-doing. He's my little buddy. I'd like to have me a couple of roosters and a couple of goats myself. Why? I don't know, just because they're cool. And half the time I'm told I sound like a goat, so why not? Okay. Here's one little spot, as you guys can see. They're pretty well fried and burnt up, but and this is just a small patch of them. Go over here and try to get up under all these trees and stuff for you guys. I hear a squirrel above me. Hopefully he doesn't start throwing nuts at me again. Alright. Yeah. Here's a few more. They're pretty well dried up. They sprouted and, you know, the heat got to them. I don't really want to step on them if I can help it. And then these nice little clusters. Just find some that are a little fresher. And when you find chanterelles, you kind of got to watch where you walk, because like these, they'll pop up like right in the middle of a trail. You know what I mean? Oh, there's a nice one back there. You guys see that one? Nice big one. He's not too dried out yet. I mean, they're round, but you definitely want to get them before they get too mature and before they get too fried and dried out. I hear the owl hissing, so we might get lucky and get the owl. I don't know if you guys can see all these, but kind of zoom in, all those little yellow specks you see. Those are all chanterelles. They go way back up in there. Let's go. And there's a few more chanterelle patches, but now I've heard the owls. So now I want to go try to find those guys, because they are just beautiful, amazing birds. Alright guys, I did find the owl, and just as I was gonna begin recording, a woman with a toddler came walking, and out of respect for them, I didn't want to put them on camera. Not everybody wants to be on camera, let alone have their children on camera. But I was able to point out the owl to them, and they were very appreciative and all. But he's since flown away. He hasn't gone far. I did manage to get a still shot or two, which I will add to this video. But I'm going to give it a minute and see if I can call him back in. I do believe he was a juvenile. But I'll hang out here for a bit longer, try to call him in, and if I can get him over, I'll show him off to you guys. So hang tight and wish me luck. Alright guys, I played a couple of barred owl call sounds. Got a little bit of action, but nothing that I could get on film. And then as I'm walking around, of course, I walk up under a tree that an owl was sitting in, and I spooked him. Go me. Yeah, pretty good at that. So, now I'm just kind of in the general vicinity of where I seen him fly to. And I'm going to see if I can find him. And if I can't, maybe I'll come back this evening and try again. But who knows? So, give it a few more minutes, walk around, see if I can spot him. And then if I do, I guess I'll try to record him. So, I'll be back in a few. Alright, so, as I walk around looking, I'll show you guys some of these chanterelles. Not a whole lot over here, but there's a few. I don't know if you guys can really see them. And they pop. It's not a very big patch. This used to be a very productive area. But a few years ago, some trees came down and they haven't really grown here. But they seem to be sprouting this year. If that's what they do, is sprout. I'm not really sure of the technical term, but alright. I know I'm close to the owl because I can hear him hissing. But let's see what we can find, guys. Guess I'll... Alright. Show you guys something I always thought was pretty cool. It's this little spot. If you're not familiar with where I am, I'm at the old McCullough seed plant that they say is haunted, but I've recently heard about this. But who knows? I'm not going to go inside there because there's a nice spider right there that I don't want to get on me. I typically don't come down here. Obviously somebody's been down here because they like to leave their clothes. But I mean, I guess if you were homeless, be a spot to get out of the rain, I guess, sort of. A bit muddy. As long as you don't mind, like, a swamp. But it's a pretty neat little place. Even has a door, I think. Looks like a door. Continue the journey. Go check a few other spots. I've seen the direction he flew, so go check some of those trees and see what we can find. Hopefully we find the little guy. I do enjoy coming out owl watching and deer watching. It's one of my favorite things to do. Anything with animals and not people is ideal. Go over in this part and see. This morning they were up here chopping up the tree that fell in the middle of the pathway. Oh, it's definitely getting warm. I can feel the humidity picking up. Temperature's definitely rising. Sweating like a pig, and I haven't even been out here that long. Maybe about an hour, hour and a half. It's a pretty cool little spot though. It's one of my favorite areas in the fall. I mean, well, I'd like to say it's open. It was open, so the tree came down. Now it's not so open. Birds keep spooking me, making me think that there's an owl when there's not. Oh, yeah. I mean, if you look up, all these trees right here, they turn such pretty colors in the fall. And it's just beautiful. But it's not fall yet, which I am anxious for. I'm not a fan of the cold weather, but I mean, with as hot as this summer's been, and it's not even halfway over yet, I prefer the cooler temperatures. There's less people out and more critters. So I'm just going to kind of hang out in this spot for a few and look around and see if I can find anything. Anything at all. If not, then I'll show you some of the chanterelle patches along this way. Alright, not having any luck finding this little guy. I think he knows I'm on to him, so he's trying to avoid. So, I'll just walk over this way and show you some of the chanterelles. These are kind of dried up and look pretty rough. They've been here for a while, but not too bad. You see all the little yellow specks. There's a pretty decent sized one there. As long as you watch where you're going, try not to step on them, you're doing okay. Trying not to step on them is hard to do. So you got some of the littler guys back this way, hiding up under the leaves. I do like to hide. Nice little clusters over here. I don't know how well you guys can see them. But yeah, it's that time of year for real, where everything's growing really. And I probably just squished about 20 of them, because I'm too busy looking up. Which I've yet to find anything. I keep stopping, guys, because I keep hearing the owl hits. So I know I'm not far from him, but where is the question? I'll check. That's a nice looking little chanterelle right there. You guys see that? That doesn't really want to focus, does it? These little patches. Nice yellow one. You definitely want to get them when they're yellow, and a bit yellower than that. That's a bit dry. The fresher they are, the brighter yellow they are. Alright, guys. I'm not going to go too far this way. Here's a patch up under here. I don't know if you guys can see any of these. You really can't, but sunlight makes it difficult. There's a few. There's some back there. They tend to grow just about everywhere, it seems like. Alright, guys. I'm not quite sure what that is. Thinking it might be the beginning of an oyster mushroom, or not an oyster, but a lion's mane. See if I can get a little bit closer, get a better picture of it, since my camera doesn't want to focus for some reason. I see that there, right? I'm not sure if that's going to be a lion's mane, oyster, or just some type of shelfer. Have to keep my eye on it though. But for those of you that don't know, if you've never had a lion's mane, you should try one. They are absolutely delicious. They sort of taste like crab meat. They say anyway. I mean, I don't know. I don't really eat crab, but it does kind of have that texture. But they are really, really good. Definitely saute those up in butter as well. And if you got some cream cheese and some wonton wrappers, they make great crab rangoon. Alright. I'm gonna go back this way, I guess. Still not seeing anything. Not hearing them. So, I'll walk back around the way I just came. Back into the area where they typically are. Wait another minute or two. And see if they come out. Or if I can find them anyway. And if not, head back to the house and come back out this evening and try again. But you know, people are always so appreciative when you show them a wild animal in its natural habitat, which I think is amazing. So a lot of people don't get to see that. One of the coolest spots in the place, I think. Be a great place for a wedding. But I don't know. People are so busy rushing through life in a hurry to get here or get there and do this and do that. And I used to be that way. You know, I got things to do and got to get it done. But I learned. My life changed in 2005. For those of you that don't know, I had lost my fiance tragically to an accident, and it messed me up pretty bad mentally, and I attempted to take my own life, which was not the smartest thing to do. Excuse me. I survived that. I came back from that, and it opened my eyes. Everything was more vivid. Everything was louder. Everything was more alive. It taught me that life is short. It taught me not to take life for granted. And it also taught me to slow down and enjoy life. It's amazing the things you will see, the things you will hear, the things you find, the things you discover when you just stop and take your time and stop being in such a hurry to get through life. We only get one life. Why rush it? And it's been one of the hardest things for me to deal with and come back from, but it's been one of my greatest achievements. Just because it enabled me to slow down and look around me. And since I've done that, I mean, the area I'm in now, I've seen so many things. From deer to great blue herons, turtles, owls, hawks. I mean, you name it, I've seen it down here pretty much. It's a great little place. Just slow down and enjoy life. Even in the midst of a pandemic. I mean, come on, y'all, we're in a pandemic. If that doesn't tell you life's short, come on. So I encourage everybody to just slow down. Take the time and enjoy life. Pay attention to what's around you. You'll be amazed at what you see. You'll see things that other people won't see. My boyfriend and I have been coming down here for years. Stalking animals is like we like to say. We don't necessarily hunt, but we do hunt with a camera. And we enjoy watching them. And it is nice when you have other people coming through and you can say, hey, there's an owl right above you. Especially if there's a small child involved, just to see their eyes light up with awe and amazement. This little squirrel. You wouldn't be so close if I had the doggy. The people do enjoy when you show them things. And I get a kick out of it. Well, heading back down the trail. Getting a little too hot. Need something to drink. Dog's at home by herself, so I'm sure she's not very happy right now. She does not like when she gets left behind. Squirrels are running everywhere. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see much today, but maybe I'll come back out this evening, depending on the temperature and on how people-y it is. Look at that little guy, little squirrel right there. Aw, he took off. He's right in the sun, so you can't see him. So, yeah, just slow down, enjoy life, share life with others. If you find something pretty cool, some people may not think it's cool, but you know, they're still appreciative. I mean, I got a thrill out of the little boy. He went and seen George the Rooster too, and was talking about owls. And then he happened to notice all the trash that people just toss. They have no regard for what this trash does to animals and to the landscape. And the little boy, couldn't have been more than 3 or 4 years old, said, I need to come down here with my boots, some gloves, and a trash bag and pick up this trash. And that made me smile. I mean, he's a toddler. And he's already smarter than most adults, sadly. He's figured out, you know, that's garbage. It doesn't belong there. Only more people took the time and picked up the trash they see. And if you think I'm crazy, I mean, just Google it. stone stacking that somebody's done. I think. Can you even see it? Yeah, there it is. But yeah, our youth have inherited a dirty, corrupt, messed up world. And it's up to us as parents and adults to teach them and show them the right thing to do. And to just hear that little boy say he was going to bring boots, gloves, and a trash bag and clean up. So, you know, we need more kids like that. The world would be a better place. I don't know. It's getting toasty. Well, this is probably a long video, boring video of a bunch of nothing, but if nothing else, get to see my little neck of the woods and where I tend to spend most of my time when I'm not in the house. Birds chirping, planes flying over. And this whole thing with Black Lives Matter, I'm so over it. It's like, when did one life become more valuable or more important than another? When did one skin color become more important than another? I mean, if you guys think about it, it's kind of a disturbing, morbid thought, but it's reality. Whether you're black, white, Mexican, Indian, Hispanic, Asian, whatever, we all bleed the same. If you peeled our skin off, we're all exactly the same. We all are made up of the same skeletal system, the same organs. Oh, there's that dead smell again. We're all comprised of the same materials. So why should one be more important than another? I don't understand the hatred and the whole gist of it all. It's like, we're American. Act like it. And people stomping and tearing the American flag down and burning the flags. You know, I don't understand that either. If you don't like this country and you don't like this flag, get the hell out. Don't destroy what we fought so hard to establish. And as far as the Confederate flag, I'm a very proud Southerner. I will always fly my Confederate flag high, and that is only because I know the true definition behind the Confederate flag. It being linked to slavery is just something that's happened. It's not what it stands for. And while they're tearing down all our statues and monuments, some of y'all need to go back and re-educate yourself on how this country was formed, who it was formed by, and the rights and civil liberties it gives you, before you start protesting and running your mouth about something. Make sure you do your research and know your facts. This is America, the land of the free. It's the melting pot of the world. Too many military vets have fought for this country and given their life for our freedoms. And that needs to be respected at all costs. Alright guys, Hillbilly Hippie signing out for now. Catch you. As usual, be sure to share, like, comment, and subscribe if you like what you see. If you guys got any ideas, shoot me a comment. I'm always open to suggestions.